Hello everyone, this is Sarah with the York County Library. Welcome to another Stay Creative York County video. Today we are going to be making a simple paper pop-up card. So this is what the finished product is going to look like. And you're going to need a couple of materials to be able to do this. You of course will need some paper. I have some multicolored cardstock paper. A thicker paper is nice so that when you are creating the pop-up portion, it's nice and sturdy. You're of course going to need some scissors, something to stick the inside paper to the outside paper, and anything on the pop-up strips. So I have some Craft Smart photo mounting squares. So these are usually used for scrapbooking. And then I also have this double-sided tape that I could use as an option. You could also use a glue stick or just anything you feel comfortable using on paper. I am also going to be using a ruler in this to cut down my paper to size. You might have a paper cutter and be able to measure that way, but I'm going to be using a ruler and a pencil to mark and use my scissors to cut. And then to decorate, you might want some markers or extra scraps of paper. I'm going to be bringing out some of my watercolor paper from another video. I'm also going to be using this bone folder just to create the creases in the paper when I fold them. But you don't need this necessarily. So that's all we need. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I have my colored cardstock and I'm going to pick two colored pieces of paper. One is going to be the outside of the card and one is going to be the inside of the card. What you choose for the inside will need to be a little shorter on each side than the paper you're using for the outside. So I am measuring an inch in on each side and cutting an inch strip off of the height and width of the paper. So I have one strip gone and I'm measuring the other. Taking an inch off each side will make sure that there's roughly a ½ inch of a gap on each side of the paper. Now I'm going to fold both in half and I'm going to make sure that those fit nicely inside each other. Now to create the strips on the inside, I'm actually going to use the 1-inch strip that I cut off from the side. And I am going to measure 2 lines running perpendicular from the fold that go out to the height that I want the strip to pop up from. So there's my 3. I'm going to take some scissors and cut along the long lines. And this will create a strip that will pop up. So now you can work on gently folding it. If you need to adjust or cut one side longer, you can. Just be very gentle and you'll get your pop-up. So then you repeat that with the other 2 strips. And you can choose to do how many other strips you like. But I'm choosing to do 3 and I've made them varying heights. So the one in the middle is taller and the other ones on the side are a little shorter. So now I'm just going to make sure this fits on the inside and folds nicely. And now we have to attach this inside to the outside. So I have my Craft Smart mounting squares. And I'm going to do one side, place it in the middle, and press it down. And then I am going to place a little square on each side of the paper near the fold that needs to be secure. And then I am going to the other side and placing some strips there, as well as on the edges. Then I flatten it, press the mounting squares down, and voila, I have my pop-up card. So to decorate these strips on the inside, I decided to bring out some watercolor marker paper that I made in another video that I will link below. And I drew some hearts and I cut those out. Then I made sure that as I placed them that they would not be folded or bent when I close the card. So you want to make sure it goes above that bottom crease. As you place them, you can check just to make sure that they won't bend as you close the card. And as you do this, you might need to just pop the strips back up. But then you have your pop-up card. So now that we have the pop-up part, I wanted to put a little phrase in there. So I decided a little love for you. And there is our card. And that is the end of our video for today. I hope that you really enjoyed it. I hope that you make a pop-up card for somebody special in your life. I think it's a nice little surprise when you send a card and there's a little something extra in there. So friends, I will put some resources from the library down below for card making if you're interested in checking out other techniques. I hope that you found this video helpful, and I hope that you make some cards for somebody special. So as always, friends, remember to stay cool, stay safe, and stay creative, York County.